guys, welcome to the 95th episode of the SHODO Pop Podcast. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Josh.
It took them several weeks, but SHODO has finally entered the Bone Zone!
What? First off, that's Malunis.
I may have recently re-listened to an episode of WTF and TFW.
I see. Okay. Cool. We're at the Bones, and you know what? Saber is in Saber's toy line. Did you know that?
That's possible.
Wild. Yeah. But that's not all we're talking about this week. Because we actually have some interesting stuff coming out about not just Super Mini-Pla, but my brain just remembered that on the same day that we got the discontinuation of Super Mini-Pla, we also got the continuation of CHODO Ultraman and SHODO Pokemon 6. Yeah, so we have plenty of items to talk about this week. And you know what? I'm just going to start us off with some SHODO Pokemon, because I believe that's what came to my eye first. And you know, as usual, SHODO Pokemon just sort of shows up. And this time we have Haxorus, Infernape, Luxray, and a fourth one that I don't remember. This is all off the top of the dome.
Describe it.
Probably look it up. Describe it? I don't remember the look of it. I'm sure...
That doesn't help.
Do not get at us in the comments, because I'm about to look at the images. But
I'm scrolling.
You know, SHODO Pokemon's still running, and it's not relying too heavily on like bankable characters, and I'm always astounded.
I would say at least half of these I would definitely see as, oh yeah, I know a lot of people like this one. Like Luxray, yeah, that one's out there.
They're Pokemon.
Oh, really? I didn't know how likable Luxray was, because honestly, Luxray was part of my team when I was playing.
It's got a good look. Got a good design.
It absolutely does. Haxorus is beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's one I definitely know people like. Infernape is one that I want.
That's fair,
because that's one of my favorites. And
nice.
Also,
but I feel like when I say bankable, like, Haxorus looks cool. He's an awesome toy, but really only, I want to say, Pokemon fans or people who have played enough Pokemon know about Haxorus. It's not like one of the bigger names out there,
right? Yeah. There's gonna be, they already went through their Starscream tier characters in the first couple of waves, so now they're at the B tier.
That's true. But like, we still haven't had a Pikachu, right? We've had the knockoff Pikachu.
I always forget that.
They haven't had Pikachu in this line?
No.
Right? It's bold.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the last one is Lugia. That's a legendary,
okay,
right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Wow, these are a lot of names.
No, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
it's...
You also pronounced it right and not Lugia.
Wait.
I was saying, what? I said you pronounced it right and not like Lugia or Luigi or anything.
Oh, I mean, I told you, I used to play. I know a thing or two.
I've seen the Pokemon game. That's about it.
Yeah. There are cartridges that exist. I've seen what cartridges look like. But the layout of Lugia's joints is so strange. There's like what I believe is either a ball hinge or a ball joint on the shoulders, and then just in the center of its wing hand thing, is another ball joint and or ball hinge. And then the thumb has a ball joint.
When I think of Lugia, the kind of promotional artworks that come to mind, it does involve it kind of like bending its wings in a way. So it's like, okay, I can see why you would add articulation to that.
But the thumbs and that separation in the arms, I would have just gone for a swivel, honestly.
Yeah. I'm just when it comes to articulation, I'm just glad Infernape has leg joints, because like, it's a Pokemon that's always kind of in a crouching position, so it makes sense for that to be omitted.
That's true. I would say that Infernape is the one that probably takes up the most joint budget.
Mm-hmm. But like, there was a point where I wanted to get like an Infernape toy or figure. Like I thought, oh, there's probably that one. That seems like an easy design to add joints to. I bet that there's probably figures out there. And like, I think at the time, the thing that I found was like an American one that had it was posed in a crouch position. It had articulation in the upper body, but not in the legs. So it's like I'm looking at this immediately, just like, okay, it's got all the leg joints. Good. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Are you gonna track this down? Is my question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How many? I mean, have you dipped your toes into any Shodo Pokemon?
No, actually, that's surprising. But also, I think I've said this almost every time we talked about a new wave of Shodo Pokemon. A lot of my favorites are ones that don't get merchandise.
That's true. But weirdly, Shodo is the one to go and do that.
Yeah. It's knocking through a bunch of the big ones. So
yeah,
I don't know if that means that this line will end soon, or if that just means that it will eventually run out of excuses.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. There's a distinct possibility. I mean, I'm pretty sure Shodo stopped making Dragon Ball figures at some point.
I guess so.
All Bandai lines end eventually.
Oh,
that's the motto I live by.
Most lines. Yeah. I don't know. This is a pretty great showing. There's a lot of color here too. And also, as usual, we have accessories, and they look pretty good. And I would even argue that most of these are good enough just as effect parts. Sure, there's like a green strange hand thing for Haxorus, but outside of that, all this stuff is like applicable elsewhere. So even if you're not a Shodo, or even if you're not a Pokemon fan, if you like accessories, these are nice.
And these are all probably in a box of their own.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, these are going to run you 5,500 yen for an entire box, and they come out in August. Let me check once again to see how many are in a box typically for Shodo. Oh good, it doesn't say. I'm sure we'll figure it out. 10 pieces. This is a 10-piece box. Yeah. So, next, we have another set that is 5,500 yen, that comes out in July. This is CHODO Ultraman 9. Because that is a line that exists still.
The line that keeps on kicking.
Oh.
I know.
I thought I was hesitating to make the joke when you mentioned I was gonna say both lines that every time I see news about them, I'm like, you're still around. Good.
Yeah, like I'm impressed. Good job. You made it.
CHODO just pops up and we're like, oh well, there it is.
It's weird. Yeah, like Shodo keeps going. As much as SHODO does everything and continually progresses on stuff, and we have a pretty good track record with getting as much as possible from a show, it doesn't have the breadth of Shodo, because Shodo does multiple lines. It's got Digimon, Pokemon, Ultraman, Rider, Sentai even, Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that it does?
Probably.
I don't know.
You know what?
Probably something.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think, Corey, you would be the one to answer this. I'm sure at some point there was probably a Gundam line under Shodo. You know what? It depends.
There were similar lines.
It depends on what Shodo's name actually translates to, I guess.
I guess I don't think there was, because I remember it went like Assault Kingdom, and then whatever this new stuff is, which is more Shoto based.
Oh right, I'm thinking of Converge when I'm thinking about how like they're probably in other lines.
Probably,
Yeah, anyway.
probably. Either way, in this next Chodo Ultraman set, did you know that it is the 20th anniversary of Ultraman Nexus? So we're getting Ultraman Nexus Genis Blue.
Yeah, one of the rare medals I just bought.
Nice. Well, why don't you buy a Chodo figure of it?
Nah,
I don't know why
I'm
that
good.
relates.
Also,
I have no attachment to him.
777. There's another one in this.
Yeah, so 7, this is his second time in a candy toy similar line. He was in Shoto versus Ultraman before, but now he is brought up to Chodo specification.
I was wondering why he was
and
here,
with
'cause
him,
I figured it was going to have to have been impossible for him to not have been here before. So.
Yeah. But for this guy, they decided to include with him Alien Metron, who is who appeared in Ultra 7.
That sounds like a name I've heard of before.
I don't know if he's a. I'm sure. Yeah, Metron is pretty standard. That sounds like a bad guy. And also, we have Ultraman Cosmos Luna mode, because in, I believe, 8, we had Ultraman Cosmos in a different mode, or just base form. I don't remember, but it's continuing on with the Ultraman Cosmos stuff. So it does seem like they are committed to like continuing. Like they are finishing stuff out still. Like it'll get there. You'll get your stuff eventually. I don't know. It's a real good show of faith, because like as cool as it is to like debut a brand new thing for this brand new line, there's also the thing of like, hey, here is our status quo. Renewal of an old thing, 2 new forms, and a villain. So to see a status quo being presented here, I think that's a pretty good indicator that this line is doing okay. Yeah. Question mark?
Yeah, we'll see it pop up in a couple more months after we forgot about it again.
Yeah, probably.
And
I'm sure we'll be getting a blog post about this closer to the July release.
Probably.
And speaking of status quo, I guess I will also... This is kind of a mean joke to make, but I guess look forward to seeing your favorite recent characters when they're at least a decade old. Because that seems to be Chodo's thing. Here's more old people for you.
All right, I will look forward to my Ultraman Z figure in 2032.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Anniversary.
Can't wait. Also, I just wanted to mention, there is an accessory set in here, and it comes with a coffee table. I don't know why, but it does. I kind of want it.
Nice.
If anybody could explain that, that'd be great. I'm sure somebody.
There's some reason for
I don't have the picture in front of me. Is it possible that it's just some very specific bit of city decor?
I mean, so it says here, in addition to the skill effects corresponding to each lineup, the expansion part set also includes Chabudai, which is indispensable for Alien Metron. I don't know if that relates to that or not, or there is like this tiny colorful ship thing. I don't know if it's a ship. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Something
but
from
Adid
Ultraman.
Nuva, I'm sure Adid Nuva knows what's going on here. Get at us in the comments. Let us know.
Did an Ultraman toss a Metron into a coffee table? That's what we're asking.
That's what I'm hoping for.
It definitely does look like a
or
coffee
he just
table.
sort of hangs out at a coffee table. Like, for whatever reason, I can definitely see this alien hanging out in front of a coffee table with a bunch of other humans just in an episode of Ultraman. I'm sure it's happened before with other things.
Also, you saw it in Ultraman Z. I'm told that occasionally they've had a human-sized Ultraman fight. So who knows?
That did happen.
I mean, I feel like they only did that because Sakamoto wants that to happen. Like, it was only a power that was created for the function of Sakamoto to do his regular stuff on the ground.
That being said, I have also seen a clip of a previous series that did it, so it's like, okay, this is just a thing that happens, but not very often.
That's true, and it's also a very Sakamoto move to bring back older things just to, like...
Oh, yeah.
Just
for fun, check canon. Because he will go through...
Good.
He will go through fiction, he will go through forms.
Good franchise for him to be in, then.
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't let him get too wild. Let's move into... not Super Mini Plot anymore? Malunis, what do you got on that? Because you covered it, which, by the way, thank you for taking over on that one.
Yeah, that was an interesting one to go through. So as we've talked about before, Super Mini Plot is rebranding as the Shokugan Modeling Project, which they definitely bring up, hey, that's a bit of a wordy title, you can just call it SMP if you want. And they also bring up how, like, SMP can also mean scene, as in replicating scenes, motion, articulation, or proportion, molding. So it's like, whether it's Super Mini Plot, Shokugan Modeling Project, or that, either way, all I see is a bunch of simps.
Is that what one of those things translated to? Oh, wait, okay. I see what you're saying.
The whole week,
anyway,
every time I've seen SMP, my mind just puts an eye in there, and I just, like...
Yep. It's like I was waiting to
really?
make the joke.
Because
I've thought of it the whole week, every time I see it.
I feel like, because, like, isn't there some sort of, like, stock market thing, like the Dow and S&P or something? That's where my brain went.
I don't know anything
surprisingly,
about
stocks. You guys are going for those big brain plays.
Surprisingly, I'm not in the stock market fandom.
The Stark market
Oops.
fandom.
Let's start market. SMP is a high target
I want to know
line.
if there's I want to know about the inner workings of the stock market fandom now. Do they argue
Very
as much as we
toxic.
do?
Think
it's very toxic.
Yeah, probably
right now.
very toxic. They love their stonks and their GameStops.
High target.
That's enough political stuff. Listen. High target.
High target is a term that yes. Not to be confused with Toys R Us, which is no longer with us. Moment of silence. Anyway, high target is a term that, from what I can tell, just means like older audience, like high-end stuff.
Okay.
Also, this was written by Y. Have we talked about this person before?
We have. I believe they're like the overall... Yeah, overall candy toy. I think they came out for Digimon and the Shokugan base.
Right. They mentioned something about how like they inherited from two different people. I kind of missed that when I was doing the Twitter thread. Like they just name dropping.
You tend to miss things and you just clean it up during the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, the Y is also very insistent on saying up front, don't worry, the reason that Super Mini Plot is getting its name changed isn't because it's not selling well. It is considered, quote, a solid brand that has been properly evaluated and loved by Bandai, unquote.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Where is the love for SHODO then, huh?
I mean,
what?
Look, Corey, we hear them talk about Soda every week. We barely hear about the Super Mini Plot, so think about that.
That's fair. The lines they care most about, they keep them.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
I feel like they do.
I was gonna say
they spill the beans often enough.
Right. Oh, so do you think that they're like, we would like the Soto guy more, but he keeps wasting all our money on paint.
Oh Jesus, they definitely did this week. But yeah.
Ooh. Anyway,
no, I'm just saying that like they have the same level of transparency. It's just that their projects are such an undertaking that it takes so long for them to get their dissertation out.
Also, speaking of, I really like the move that they made in this blog post where they're like, also, we're starting a new line called SMP Alternative Destiny, but we're gonna not talk about that just yet. It's like, you toss out a Kingdom Hearts sounding name like that and just don't talk about it. What a move.
They're like, we're not talking about this, but here's a whole toy from that line. Please enjoy this. It wasn't a blurry image. It was the dude with like the...
It was a very small image when they first mentioned it. Well, what I'm saying is...
It's all over the place.
Chronologically, they mentioned Alternative Destiny is also another line we're doing. Then they go on to like talk about more about what SMP is, and then eventually get to what Alternative Destiny is.
Oh, okay.
That's what I like, is just the move of saying Alternative Destiny. Anyway, moving on. I love that name. Anyway, yes, moving on. Basically, if you've been collecting Super Mini Plot, don't stop, because nothing's going to be different about Shokugan Modeling Project. It's literally just a name change.
Honestly, I thought there'd be like a higher jump in quality, but I guess the other thing we were talking about going forward on this thing was like, it's either a jump in quality or it's, they just want to do more stuff.
I was really interested.
They want to put more onto that brand.
Like, because the Galkeen looks fantastic, but the news with that survey, which I don't want to jump the gun to the survey, but like, that was what was really interesting to me from this blog post.
Yeah.
And just everything they had to say there.
Right.
Because I feel like this line has a lot of potential to it.
It also makes sense for them to say there's not going to be like a jump in quality, just to say the way that they phrase it is you can put Super Mini Plot releases next to SMP releases and see the same level of quality. So it's like, it's going to be consistent. We're going to continue the lines that we were already doing in Super Mini Plot, is what they're basically saying. Nothing's technically gotten canceled. It's just going to have a different label.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised we haven't seen more of the, in detailed look at the Shodo set that they hyped up alongside this.
Well, no, you're right. I agree. But I guess they just want to give the simps their turn.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Speaking of, on a related note, they acknowledged this is pretty popular overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's the second time that I can remember them actually doing that. The first time was with Complete Selection Modification, where they acknowledged, we've started producing instructions in multiple languages because it turns out this is doing pretty well overseas.
Hell yeah.
Was that for the Gaim
in
stuff?
this case. For what?
Was that for the Gaim CSM stuff, or?
Oh no, this was well before Gaim was announced. They were, I think, talking about it in relation to the re-release of the Double Driver.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and in the case of SMP, what this means is that they're going to be producing a higher quantity of product so that they can factor in worldwide distribution. I think they mean worldwide. At one point they say all over the world, and it's like, I can't tell if you're being literal or not.
Well, I
They're
can
saying it
tell
very
you that
excitedly.
a lot of the stores already sold out on this, so I don't know how much more quantity really worked out.
Yeah. I'm sure that just means they're gonna do another run.
Yeah,
eventually.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, it is interesting that they note that, because as privileged as we are in the U.S. to get releases, not a lot of other countries, have this opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. I think when Bluefin started to do the push for the Team Kamen Rider stuff, I was at one point acknowledging, I wonder if there is a Bluefin for other countries. Like, is that just us? Or...
I don't know, because like
I hope there's
I hope
there's a whole rainbow of fins.
A whole rainbow of fins, yeah. Fins
That'd be
in many
wonderful.
colors. Isn't Bluefin like some very expensive fish in Japan for like,
Maybe, I have no idea.
I'm sure that there's a fish with blue fins, yes.
That's true, yeah, most. But I feel like maybe Hong Kong and Indonesia have their own dedicated like Bandai stuff.
Yeah, because isn't that where Bandai Asia operates in?
Maybe, I'm not sure, but I think they're covered. Like there's just, correct me if I'm wrong. Please let me know in the comments. But maybe like the UK, and like England, all that stuff. I don't know, and maybe Australia? Do they not have access to some of these things?
I don't know if I've ever heard of Bandai Australia. If that's even a thing.
Yeah.
I would say it doesn't hurt to just like ask Bluefin like what the chances are of expanding if they haven't already.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
I'm always just interested when they bring up overseas things, and things like that, especially with how we are with today with Power Rangers and the whole Hasbro relationship. It's just interesting to me how that all factors into things.
Genuinely, and this is off topic a little bit, I'm very happy that Hasbro and Toei are splitting, just because Sentai can just be its own brand now, like globally, if they wanted to try. They're real bad at it. Don't get me wrong. They're terrible at it. They're doing a terrible job. They're doing a bad job with Rider right now by releasing 1 or 2 episodes of each series, like either at the beginning or in the middle. Garbage. Don't do that.
They're not at the beginning or middle. It's the first 2 episodes of all the shows.
Okay. But at least they're trying. At least they can try. They have the ability to try. We have that option.
Toei's really gotta kind of step up their competition, because guess what Tsuburaya just announced recently? Their own streaming service in Japan, and people are just like, is that going to come to US next?
See, here's what's interesting. Like, what they really did well with that was, because they said that was a Japan exclusive streaming service, but they launched it with a spin-off special for Avenger from Zet. And that special is exclusive to the streaming service. However, they specifically went out of the way to mention on Twitter that there will be a way for international fans to watch this Avenger special that they'll announce later on here.
Damn.
And I'm like,
damn. And also,
that's great.
I think it might have just been announced today, maybe yesterday, that Crunchyroll will not be having the Ultraman shows that it has right now. So that also tells me, Tsuburaya might be doing something over here.
Hopefully. I hope so.
Because I know all of the Mill Creek releases, or a lot of them, are on Shot Factory TV right now. You can watch them there.
Right.
On the Tokushoutsu. So.
As much as I love the ease of use on YouTube, it would be nice to have like it on a dedicated platform like the Tokushoutsu stuff, because YouTube compression is it's not great. So
yeah.
If we could move away from that and give us like higher quality stuff elsewhere, that'd be cool too.
I'm also like, with YouTube specifically, I'm always just like, YouTube will make decisions independently that affect things like this, like the fact that, oh, we're just going to take away the ability for people to add subtitles to videos because we don't think it gets used enough.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because YouTube is its own entity.
Right.
It's Google, it's kind of hard to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually don't play well with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Hey, anyway. Let's talk some more about these simps.
Yeah, speaking of, I made that joke before, but they did specifically say, this wasn't actually a joke, SMP can also mean scene, motion, and proportion, which are things that they try to go for. Like accuracy and all that.
Hell yeah.
And articulation. But what I thought was interesting was them saying, these are what Super Mini Plot already went for, but this time we're making it part of like our promotional thing. Like, we're actually declaring that these are our goals with Super Mini Plot's successor. I just thought I feel like that's very on topic or in character for this production blog. It seems like that's something that they care about, is just making it very clear, no, these are our goals with this line.
Right. Like, just off the bat.
It's definitely good advertising. It's just like, to me, I treat it as like a character trait. I realize that it's mostly just marketing, but still.
Yeah.
Alternative Destiny.
Hell yeah.
That is, in a nutshell, I tried deciphering exactly how they described it. It seems like it is just a high-end line of model kits that don't really have transformation gimmicks, just have a load of articulation and are like super cool, hyper detailed redesigns of old mecha designs, like this one called Gunbuster, which is from an OVA anime series called Aim for the Top, which apparently was made by the Evangelion people.
Oh, wow. I feel like I've seen that and heard about that a lot.
I've never
just around.
I was before we recorded, I was having a chat with someone else about this stuff, and I was naming off the different anime that they listed that they are planning to do in this line, and they said, I've never seen this one, but I hear about this one all the time, and that's what they've said for all of these series.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking.
In fact,
as much as I love, the Toku offerings, I'm looking through these anime ones. There are a lot here. Like this is extensive. There are things. There's Bubblegum Crisis in here, and I love the look of those things. I just came across like aesthetic gifs of that, and it linked back to Bubblegum Crisis, and oh my god, that's an option. I want that. And that it's so oh man.
For people who are into the memes, the Brave Fighter of the Sun is the one with the guy who says, "Is this a bird?" when he's motioning to a butterfly.
Damn.
So I guess that's how notable that anime is, that there's a scene from it that's become an internet meme.
Oh, dude. Oh my god, Excel World. That was part of my high school career, watching Excel World. That was like your what seemed like the was it Sword Art Online knockoff, but like I thought it was better. I loved it, and it's it's here.
So what you're saying is like this survey has, this is on the survey, right?
Yeah, I'm looking through the survey right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it has like so many different obscure things, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just for context, the notable mecha anime that they listed was Genesis of Aquarion, the Super Robot Wars OG. OG stood for something. I think it was something Generation.
Dang.
And the Brave Fighter of the Sun. I don't know much about mecha stuff, but I do know a friend who loves Super Robot Wars, and if I'm right, that's like a cinematic universe of mecha.
I think they, in more recent stuff, they cross over with like Gundam and anything else they could do.
Yeah.
A lot, but there are like, original mecha from their own.
So that itself makes it very expansive. So that's all. That's not even part of the survey. That is just one of the things that they have confirmed that they are working on. So that's interesting.
There's stuff in here that I didn't know that they would even have a license to. There's Transformers in here.
See, that was what was really interesting to me about the Toku side of it too. Because they had Power Rangers listed on the survey, and I was very curious why, because like,
yeah, I was about to say, like, is that because Daijujin isn't that notable?
Well, like, I'm trying to figure out, because like they had every Sentai listed, so when they list Power Rangers, what are they thinking of?
Alpha 5? Question mark.
The only thing that came to mind for me were the movies, but because like the movies had.
I was about to say
that you could make a chromed out version of the Ninja Zord or whatever.
I was about to say that I was going to make the joke about how they just used the Megazord from that movie's terrible CGI because it has a different design than
yeah. So like that was the only thing I could think of, because like, I mean, any robots and Power Rangers are just gonna be from Sentai. So like,
I guess technically, yeah. If all it says is Power Rangers, if it just says that, it's not like the Power Rangers franchise or whatever.
Yeah,
it could just be referring to that recent movie.
Oh yeah, could be that too.
Maybe
that's true.
Because it is just called Power Rangers.
Wouldn't the rights be all fucked up?
I feel like you'd have to jump through like 50 hoops for that, but yeah.
yeah.
I would have assumed that there had been some sort of rights issues to get Pokemon, because I always think of it as a Takara thing.
I mean, hell, I don't even think Hasbro has rights to the 2017 movie.
Dude, Gotcha Man is in here.
Huh. I forgot to mention this when I was talking about Alternative Destiny to begin with. They name drop a designer for this one, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
It was Toshihisa Miyauchi, who, when I looked this guy up, the first thing that I found was, and it's also mentioned in the blog, SD Gundam World Son Goku.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's one of those SD Gundam series where they take the concept of Gundam and apply it to like the Warring States period and make all these dope looking, like, you've got Wing as like a phoenix, you've got you have your standard stuff. They're just twisted around a little bit, so that's a lot of fun. That's awesome.
It also credits them as making, it's a really long name, but apparently it's a Gao Gaigar thing that was recently released. Like, when I looked up this guy's name, the first thing I found was some Gao Gaigar toy. So this guy's been around.
I really wish there was an IMDb for toys.
Oh, that'd be such a good idea.
It's like I was looking at this, like, and I was also the fact that they name dropped this guy just made me go, oh wow, we this blog is so dedicated to just using initials, but then just a proper named guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there it is. I found it. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I was looking for it. I want that for Super Mini Plot. Dang. Okay.
Oh, one of the options. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. That's what I've been like focusing on trying to find, because they have to at least think about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
MCU?
Also,
wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you're going under live action and special effects works,
is that
it's Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Wait, they say that there?
What's his?
Yeah, final.
What's his name? Puppet robot guy. What's his name?
Puppet robot guy.
Destron? No, what's
Destron?
There's no more strings on me. The
Ultron.
Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm thinking of the song from the movie trailer.
Man, that was Corey's query level of description.
Yeah, I
know. That's. I was trying to think, and I just went Destron.
There
I know that's not right.
That I feel like are already overlapping. Like,
what would they do if
Gundam was listed in here, where like
Huh.
You have
Oh.
there's
But-
high grades.
but
See, here's the
Corey-
thing. Like,
But-
what would be the point of doing anything from the MCU that doesn't already have like a figure art or a Marvel Legend or something? Like,
you could get a Milano.
oh yeah, okay, that's fair.
Alternative Destiny is basically, I'm describing it as like an SIC-ification of mecha designs. Because it's supposed to be like redesigned to be a lot more ultra detailed.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
I
Because
see.
like if you look up the original Gunbuster mecha design, it's a lot more like 80s anime,
Mhm.
maybe 70s.
Mhm.
And the silhouette they show here is a lot more jagged, a lot more detailed, especially in the chest area.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, another cool little inside thing is that Gunbuster is currently a prototype in the parts development division and coloring. So it's like, hey, we get some names of Bandai
Nice,
divisions.
Also,
Yeah.
Pacific Rim is here, which
Ooh,
once
very
again,
cool.
we already have high grades of Pacific Rim Uprising stuff.
Redesign.
Yeah, but like they can never finish. There's nothing consistent with Pacific Rim stuff that they've done. Like I have the Robot Spirits Uprising ones. There's a Robot Spirits Uprising one from the new anime, but there's none from the original Pacific Rim.
I would go into Alternative Destiny just assuming that this is going to be a line full of protagonist robots and nothing else.
Oh no,
It's not going to be like it's not. Well, that's the thing, is just the way that it's presented. It sounds like, okay, this is just going to be a lot of one-off passion projects.
Now I'm less interested. You gotta go all the way in. Yeah, I want, if you are gonna super mini plot this, if you are going to simp this, I would like you to go whole hog.
I mean, the fact that it's presented as like the ultimate in model kits, and it's focusing on a lot of really good articulation, no transformation gimmicks, that to me reads like, okay, this is going to be the super expensive line. So maybe you wouldn't want to collect that.
Just watch them stay strictly to Toku stuff.
like
They have this whole survey, but who knows how much of it's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned as much in the Twitter thread for all this. At this point, this is like 1% related to Toku, but it's at least interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, this is really related to Toku, and I feel like more so it is related to what we
the fact
talk
that
about,
we're
because
talking about. Yeah, I was just saying the fact that a lot of this is just to do with, here's a bunch of different anime mecha designs. It's like, technically this isn't Toku related at this point, other than to say, if you're collecting the Sentai stuff, don't worry, it's still around.
True, but I feel like in the spirit of what we do here, like, we just...
Yeah.
This is... I hesitate to say this now, especially with this, but we appreciate the budget versions of bigger properties. And that is what SHODO is, Super Mini Pla, like, budget smaller, like... And the fact that it is making big moves and moving to a global stage, or at least attempting to, that's huge. That is huge.
Definitely.
But yeah, give me Gurren Lagann. When I was going Bubblegum Crisis.
Yeah, when I was going through the blog post for the Twitter thread, I was thinking to myself,
Ow!
Whoa, what happened over there?
I dropped a deodorant.
Oh, okay.
I have it on a high place.
It has
Fair
the
enough.
high ground.
Not anymore.
Nope, not anymore. They tried it.
The hell was it? Right. Okay, so yeah, when I was going through the blog post for the Twitter thread, I was thinking to myself, this is kind of not super 100% related to Sentai anymore, because it's very anime focused, But at the same time, yeah, this is interesting stuff. It's cool to cover this.
So let's do something fun.
Mm-hmm.
The survey here, where we're getting a lot of our speculation from, and really, I would say that this is more of like, they put these names in here because maybe that's what they think people will consider, not necessarily what they currently have, but something, if there's enough demand, they want to pursue. With that said, give me 3 of the things that you guys are voting for within this space. You're gonna need the genre, the show in that genre, and then the aircraft name or the mecha name. Give me 3 of those, and then this last one, question 4. If you did not find the work you want to commercialize in that question, give us the name of that thing and also the aircraft name. So you have 3 constrained to what we have, the pool that we have, and then 1 wild card vote. What do you guys have?
I almost just don't even want to specify. I just want to know what happens if I click Power Rangers. It's like, what are they offering?
Power Rangers,
As like, what are they offering? Alpha 5?
Well, that's the thing.
I'd be down for that.
That you have to. That's the part that you type in. That's say like, I want this.
Yeah.
I wonder. You might be able to put Power Rangers and then just go, whatever Zord we're missing from Go-Go 5. I want that.
There we go. There we go. Go 5.
Exactly.
Just write in. You failed us here, so here's our second chance.
You know what? Speaking of, I guess I closed out the Twitter thread since I thought I was done reading it. But one last thing that they did mention is that they are considering the possibility of reissuing existing Super Mini Plot under the new name. So more details on that later.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
I'll
time
take
for our
that.
15,000th Daijujin. Woohoo!
Ooh,
Hell yeah!
you know.
Daitujin.
Jutsu.
You know what's happening because of course it will happen.
Yeah. So all right, come on, guys, give me your 3 and then the 4th wild card.
Alpha 5 SR-71. I don't know what to do for vehicle.
Alpha 5 SR-71.
You said
Blackbird.
Like
you want movie Jetfire?
I mean, you said character vehicle. It's like that part is what kind of confused me with the that, because it mentioned Gunbuster, and it very specifically says there's no transformation gimmick for this. So it's like, okay, why you mention vehicles?
Yeah. Here, I'll attempt to go first.
Okay.
I would like genre anime. The work Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Aircraft name. Just the main mecha. Just give me the main mecha.
Yeah,
if you start with the main mecha, it gives me, just start. Give me the whole thing.
It probably flies.
Probably flies. Yeah, probably. So I want Gurren Lagann. Next one, genre, anime, the work, Bubblegum Crisis, and I don't know the names of them. I just want once again the main one. I just want you to start it. Like a lot of these, it's more of what I want out of it is the work, and for them to start doing that, and then aircraft name after that, whatever aircraft name is about. I wanna dip in my last one to the live action and throw in Pacific Rim, and specifically I would like Gypsy Danger. I don't know if we can use the term gypsy anymore. Maybe I should not have said it that time. I would like the main mech from that movie, and then just once again start it and then have them continue it. And then for my wild card, because I don't think I saw it here, but Tiger and Bunny, and I would like a wild tiger.
Okay, if we're not restricted to like giant mecha, that actually leaves me some options.
Aren't they doing a new season to that or something?
I think so. It was scheduled for 2022, and they said it like a year ago, and they're like, we are gonna forget by then. Why did you tell us now?
I was gonna say, because like whenever that happens, maybe they could do something with that.
Maybe. But what clued me in on, like, you know, like civilian sized? Well, one, you did say Alpha 5. So that's that. And then also, Bubblegum Crisis, those guys are like, those are mech suits, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Those are my 4. Most of those were not Toku. I recognize that, but this is just where we're at. Did I give you guys enough time?
I think.
More or less.
Maybe.
All right. What do you guys got?
Okay, so I'm not really that much of a mecha guy, so this is a very small pool. The first one, I would say, because I couldn't really think of a third one, this is my throwaway answer. What the hell? The original Gundam. Let's see what they do as a redesign.
That, honestly, like, what would that even mean? What does that... Because, like, I mean, they have the Grandpappy Gundam in so many different flavors now.
Yeah. What if...
You're right. Yeah, that would be an interesting thing to do.
Have they ever made a version of that based on the quote-unquote real-life scale model? Like that big structure? That's probably got a lot of panels.
I want to say yes, because, like, we've got perfect grades. We've got the real grades. I have a feeling that exists. I would like it. I would like to see it. I'm not gonna buy it, honestly, but it'd be cool.
This one's Toku related. SSSS Gridman. Why not? just like the main Gridman design
that.
As a, again, highly detailed redesign.
Oh, so you want the
that's what they were
alternative destiny.
That's what they were talking about, I thought.
Is this the alternative? I thought this was just what you want.
Well,
not alternative destiny.
They talked about Gunbuster, then said these are other lines that are going to be in alternative destiny, and then I think around that time they mentioned the survey.
Okay.
Does that change your answers at all?
No, because I still want those things just base level in my collection.
Fair enough. Yeah, so that's again like a redesign of the original Gundam, because why not? It's Bandai's. They know it best. And then like Gridman, because hey, Toku, he's a giant. He's Fair. Computers, which means that he's made of technology, so I guess that's cool.
Computers?
He's made of technology, so hey, you could probably add some panels to that. Can't do that to an Ultraman.
I did see in the live action stuff, there was Space Sheriff Gavan and all of them.
Oh.
You could put in their vehicles or their aircraft names.
Right, the dragon.
You could just say, hey, I want their suits. Give me their suits.
Yeah, that's
and maybe that request might then get circumvented into Shodo.
Yeah,
perhaps if we're lucky.
Yeah, they look at it and realize, there's a market for this.
Yeah.
We should make more movies, and then they don't sell well. Anyway, third entry, unsurprising. Give me a Metabot. Just give me a cool redesign of a Metabot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My wild card.
I feel like their alternative destiny is just premium Gashapon, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. My wild card is wild card because I don't think I've ever mentioned this series, and this is not like the main character design from it, but there's this anime by Studio Trigger called Darling in the Franxx, which is a weird name.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And as far as I know, they still have never made merchandise of this character, this mecha design, and I want it.
Whoa!
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like
I'm so glad that you sent an image for the audio podcast.
It's I'm gonna look up and see how this character's name is pronounced, just so I don't botch it up. Google, why are you taking me to an article about spring? I'm trying.
It's the first day of spring.
It is.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It feels like it should have been here sooner.
Agreed.
It feels like it's already been here for me.
Oh yeah. Janista is the name of this character.
Janista. Okay.
It's for people who don't know, it's the one with the coat and the tall hat and a very, very large gun that's kind of looks like a club. It's a very very fun weapon.
She's got mittens.
Yeah.
I love it.
They've made merchandise of the main mecha and also another one in the group that looks very similar to the main mecha. So it's like, it's very disappointing that they haven't really made figures of all of them, because there's like 4 main ones.
Huh.
It's also basically Pacific Rim.
Those are some good picks. Huh?
I was gonna say also conceptually, it's basically like a slightly suggestive. It's Studio Trigger, so it's going to be slightly suggestive.
Yeah.
It's basically Pacific Rim as if made by Studio Trigger.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I've heard some really bad things about how it turned out, but I haven't seen all of it.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, that's my 4.
All right, those. Yeah, good picks. Josh, it's your turn.
I mean, mine aren't going to be very crazy since I don't know like anything on the lists, to be honest.
Fair.
But
well,
I mean,
apparently the list can be anything from mecha anime to Marvel, so I guess you're good. Name anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So I would like to see.
You could ask for a diorama of Thanos' asshole for a toy of Ant-Man to crawl in.
I was gonna say you could just ask them to redesign Takara's Toy Story Transformer. I don't know.
Oh
yeah.
My god!
I completely forgot about that thing.
Jesus, yeah.
That thing was awesome.
Yeah, that was from the short, right?
What was? I think so.
Yeah. God, I want that. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
Holy
all about
shit.
that. But
What a fucking pull, dude!
But the things I was thinking of for my choices mainly, well, for Power Rangers, I would love to see the 95 movie Megazord in all of its horrible CGI glory.
Someone's got
a
to
figure. Yeah. Right, it's got to happen someday. And then I would like to see because Corey brought it up with the idea of like doing like ships from the MCU or something, which I think would be a really cool idea. So I would like to see like I forget the name of it, but Thanos' ship that you see like in Infinity War and Endgame. That would be pretty cool.
Oh,
And
S.H.I.E.L.D.
then-
has a ship too. Okay, now I understand why MCU is listed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. There's a lot that you could do with that. And then I guess really the only other things I could think of that like I would want to see them do would probably just be other types of Sentai mecha from just random seasons. I know Akiba Ranger was on the list of the survey.
Yeah, both seasons.
And that would be pretty cool because they did a release of their car robot. I think it was a
Tasher.
figure arts.
Yeah, it was a figure art scale
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But it was super, super expensive. So like,
I remember Vangelis on WTFW mentioning that figure arts Itasher at one point, and he mentioned how like it was so heavy that it came with the display stand. You had to kind of prop it on while you were transforming it.
Wow.
yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous.
With that said, you could technically ask for the changer as well.
Oh,
That's true.
Because, like, they're doing that new... I think it's like a premium Bandai line of, like, guns for women. Which is...
Nerf Rebel.
Model kit line of guns marketed towards women, which... Cool, awesome. but they look great. And I would like to see. They also have like anime girls riding them, which is
right.
Such a strange market.
I don't know. It really is.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for. I don't know. It's interesting though.
It definitely is.
Sort of to scale.
Wait, what?
But yeah, you could do weapons.
Yeah. So, Josh, you were saying Megazord, Thanos. What else?
Thanos.
For my wild card pick of just like something super random that I would like to see. That's tricky. I don't even know. I know something. Something that just pops in my head. It's super wild and out there. Do the treehouse robots from Phineas and Ferb.
Sure.
Those.
Yeah.
That's my wild card pick.
I'm into it.
I don't know how.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know how big Phineas and Ferb is in Japan, so I'm just imagining him just looking at the results like, what the fuck? Is this a prank?
You know what? I want a game sphere from Drake and Josh.
Yes.
Spherical.
Yes.
I want a model kit of that. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So that was fun. Guys, unfortunately, we cannot react to your guys' comments on this because this is probably coming out way late, but definitely leave your comments of what you guys want for these 4 categories.
You got
the 3 within the category and the 1 outside of the category. And you know what? I'll make it easy. I will leave this voting thing in the links in the description. If it's not there, it's definitely in the article that Malunis Google translated and gave to us. So definitely check that out. And it gives you a reason to actually fill out the survey. Because it's fun. Do it.
Yeah. Another toy line that gives us reasons to fill out surveys. If we're
SHODO!
Always fill out the surveys.
Bone Zone.
So the namesake of the show. We have Primitive Dragon this week.
1 hour and 4 minutes into the show.
I think in our Discord it was pointed out that Primitive Dragon has kind of been in existence for about a month, and the only reason that that stands out to me is it's like, oh yeah, for several weeks a lot of us have been predicting, oh, this week they're going to reveal Primitive Dragon, and then we'll get all these other wild card things.
But I feel like, because remember how Geo and Decade were not planned to be in this line at all?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Primitive Dragon was the one that got pushed.
Yeah. And
because of it.
It's also, obviously, when products get delayed, obviously COVID is like the number one reason. But I also thought it was interesting how, like, the toy of the Primitive Dragon Wonder Ride book, you can very easily trigger the Elemental Dragon transformation on it by just putting in Draconic Knight. So it's like, it's interesting.
Oh, just on accident? Oh, wow.
It's like, I wonder what other reasons they might have had to delay this one. Possibly spoilers? Anyway, we got both of those at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know. These look great. And it has a lot to do with the amount of paint they used here. Sure, we have the compound eye effect done with the stickers, but if you take a look, I'm going to be jumping around this blog quite a bit. If you take a look, there is tons of paint on these guys.
Oh yeah.
There are 5 different colors on Elemental Primitive Dragon.
Yeah,
which is wild.
How you guys feeling about this design? Because I've been kind of coming back to it every so often, just being like, what is the idea behind the colors? Because it's the way I was just looking at it just before we were recording the podcast, just asking like, hey, is this supposed to be like a thermal vision kind of color scheme? Is that what they're going for?
To me, it looks like an icy hot.
Yeah, that's why I went for
That's
thermal
it.
vision
That's
first.
the motif. Yeah. Either way, though, like, despite what it looks like, because I'm not super big on this. I
Too
think
many
it
colors.
looks fine. It's just, it's too many colors that don't line up well.
Yeah, like Primitive Dragon works a lot better for me than Elemental.
I think that this design could be pretty well improved if you swapped all of that light blue for like a dark gunmetal gray silver kind of color, like a charred bone.
Yeah, if you want more, like, instead of having like a standout color instead of a neutral color,
Well,
switching the standout blue to a neutral color.
As is, I would say this has one
could
too many
see that
colors.
I agree. It's got 5 of them on the cloak. Do you know why they painted the shit out of this thing?
Stickers?
Why is
Nightmare?
No, well, no, I mean, hey, did you know that Decade Complete 21 is a thing that has a lot of stickers?
Oh, no, he took the sacrifice.
Not that. So, I'll read this off and then tell you guys how I sort of interpreted it. It's a story behind the development while making these 2 characters. Since Primitive can be painted over a wide area, it's a very easy to paint form. I did it. I felt so bright. There, Elemental Primitive. When I saw the design documentation of ... is what was impatient and was supposed to be hell of a. But Decade Complement 21 becomes somehow more perfect so. His presence is really great, and thank you Tsukasa Kadoya. Performs a desperately cost adjustment means that.
Is Decade Compliment 21 just like a really nice guy? He just goes around thanking everyone.
Instead of Honore Decade, it's thank you Decade.
Arigato, Decade.
Yeah. But basically I translated it into bits. And basically how it came out was like can I look at my history of translations? No. I think it was like they had just gotten done, or like he had looked to Decade Complete 21 and was like, okay, we kind of need to step our game up here on the paint. So we're getting 5.
It will be better than
if you look at
Decade.
Decade Complete, yeah, it will be better. That's how the Decade Complement 21 becomes somehow more. Like they wanted it to be better than Decade Complete 21, so 5 colors on the cape. Let's do it. It worked. It worked out.
I am having trouble like deciphering what he's saying here. So to me, it almost reads like he's saying, I looked at how bad this Decade figure turned out and it was just like, oh, I gotta step up my game. And then was just like, thank you, Decade, for making me care about paint.
That's the thing. Like, it's strange that they would throw one of their figures under the bus like that.
I don't know if that's the idea. But
right? Like, we've never seen that. Yeah. Also, they had to do a bunch of cost adjustments to make this happen. So definitely appreciate this figure.
Yeah, that's probably...
Do also note that these are completely different molds. Yeah.
It's like we saved some money on the paint, so we blew a little bit extra money on the molds.
They saved no money on the paint.
That's the thing is that they're just like, yeah, we saved money. We should blow more money. We should waste it.
Hell yeah.
That's my always thinking right there.
Also, of course, I'm also wondering if Elemental has a different sword sticker, like an energized sword sticker. I think
Oh, does he?
it looks different.
Well, the middle section is always red, so
It's always red, but it's not like... It might be the lighting, but it looks like charged. I'm not sure.
I do see one shot where it's a close-up on the belt and the sword, but I think that's light glare on it.
Oh, that's a glare accessory. Okay. Hey, another thing to note is that the regular primitive, you do have option stickers to give him Lion Senki.
Yeah.
So what that basically means is if you take a regular Blades and take, the stickers for his sword head and give him, the right sword, you can technically make this a form for Blades.
Yeah.
Right. That's it's not what the blog is saying, but like
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, nothing about this form is tied specifically to Toma. Because yeah, it's a dragon, but that's the basis of Primitive Dragon, not necessarily drawing the dragon out of the book. It's drawing the dragon out of Primitive Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'd like to see this form get sort of shared around in that capacity. It's blue.
Yeah. When I first saw the elemental dragon, I think the magazine made it sound like that this was like, obviously with a name like Elemental Dragon, Master of the Elements. So I thought, oh, all the writers in the show have swords that are elemental themed, and then there's Slash who has sound. So it's like, oh, they must be getting the use all the weapons form out of the way, and that might be why it's got all these wild colors. I'm not really sure.
See, I don't know. I don't know that it has wild colors, but it doesn't have a unifying color scheme. Like, it's two very bold colors that are fighting each other. Rather than like a myriad of colors.
This is probably going to come out sounding meaner than it intends to, but the color scheme to me feels like it would have been like if you gave a kid a coloring book and told them the color of this form, they would probably pick out a bunch of colors like this that are very bright and maybe don't go together.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
It has a kid's...
I can definitely...
Yeah, I don't mean in a negative way. It has a kid's imagination to it, which stands out to the other forms, which feel a little bit more... they're I guess I'll just say professionally designed, whereas this one kind of looks a little bit random.
Agreed.
Sure.
That's why that's what basically what I'm saying. That's kind of why it, to me, feels a little bit out of place. It feels like it's colored by someone who maybe doesn't have color theory in mind.
This definitely does not have any sort of color.
If I look at it...
like, maybe you could argue the yellow, red, and orange.
Yeah.
But the blue is not working.
The blue is why I looked at it and, the way that it's kind of becoming darker towards the center. That's why I said, is this supposed to be like a thermal vision kind of color scheme? Because I can see that being the idea, but I don't know if that's what they were going for.
I doubt it.
I mean, it's dragon, it's fire.
I have no idea.
It sure is a thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. So is Converge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that we won't talk about because it's already so late. And we're also not talking about regular Mini-Pla because why would you split that up into two separate blogs? We get it. It can combine into the thing. And you can make it more articulated. You got some weird knees. That's it. That's my commentary on that one.
For breaking its thing up into 2 weeks, it's not going to get covered this week. That's what it gets.
Yeah, that's right. You're dumb and bad and I hate you. But also, you're fine. Okay. Are we good?
What was
Power 16?
I'm going to say we're good. I'm just curious what they brought up SHODO Chronicle for.
Oh, probably because a lot of those, they want to mention, hey, pre-order these now. Also, maybe some of these are ending. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They're probably ending soon. They've been up for.
Oh
almost
yeah,
2 months.
okay, yeah, because we haven't really had
Yeah.
any follow up for. Because I do remember they're usually good about following up, saying, "Hey, this got a lot of pre-orders. Thanks." That's probably what it was.
Yeah, I doubt that the Beat Chaser 2000 and Armored Machine Go Ram set is gonna do well.
Oh yeah, I mean if the gold power set's any indication.
I mean, this is for the people who want that final attack ride, final form ride Kuga, and missed it the first time, and really want that awesome
I'm not saying
parachute.
there's not an audience for it, but it's just
The parachute is the
I don't
game
know.
changer.
Look, honestly, it's cool and I'm glad they did it, but I don't know if there's a big enough market for this.
I mean,
I don't know. That's just speculation.
yeah,
on my
yeah.
end.
It's the other way to look at it.
Shoot, yeah. These end March 24th in Japan.
Ah, okay.
That's in 4 days. Yeah.
And also, just so everyone knows, next week, I just confirmed. SHODO Saber Book 7. Please look forward to what kind of article it will be. Possibly one without Saber.
probably something from 01.
Probably. I want Realizing Hopper all blue. They've done it. They've conditioned me into wanting a blue version.
You know what? The original Rising Hopper, apart from the stickers, it had parts that were cast in yellow, and it had a lot of yellow paint. So what if they did that sort of treatment on a dark blue plastic? Not clear plastic.
It would honestly. It would. Not, I feel like Soto would be like, we could do that, but it's not accurate.
I mean,
Because the suit is just a regular one.
I was about to say, yes, if you want to be accurate, then it is just Rising Hopper with, I don't know, maybe remold the 01 driver to have a different key poking out of it. I don't know.
I mean, that's
Actually,
Soto goes for accurate more than it does, the wacky.
Actually, I don't even think it had a different key, did it? It was just like the normal progress key.
I feel like it was in there enough to where you can't tell.
And also, it was identical
one?
to Rising Hopper, just with a different name written on it. So,
Yes. Yeah. So, what I'm saying is, give me that, and then also give me a clear blue one. Like, make your money back on the mold, and then pour a little bit of extra budget into giving us a clear blue version. Also, they did say they had to rearrange the budget because of Primitive Dragon's colors. Maybe that lends credence to them just straight up reusing a mold.
I just want to see Sabila.
Who? Sativa?
Sabila.
Oh, the
Sabella,
female writer.
whatever her name is. Yeah.
Sabella.
Oh! Yeah. Yeah. I want that figure. It's weird. We haven't had a Saber figure line in so long that I completely forget to even think about Saber stuff.
Don't even mention
Oh,
Emotional Dragon from the movie it came out a million years ago.
that's true.
And you know what? This
They could also do Kamen Rider Ghost.
I'm also just gonna
Yes, we
say.
need him too.
I'm just gonna say this podcast episode's coming out probably far enough along that this isn't gonna be a spoiler by the time this comes out. Guess what we've seen in leaked set photos? Did you?
Kamen Rider Ghost is back.
Fauci, yes.
Yes.
So perfect time for us to remember that movie exists. I forgot about it for a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Because when he shows up on the show,
Also-
it's going to be around the time that the Blu-rays come out for the movie, so it's good promotion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Synergy.
Brand synergy.
Bone Zone.
All right. Cool. Guys, are we good?
Yeah.
I think so.
That was
All right, cool. So
that was not a super mini episode.
No. I mean, it wasn't so much longer than normal ones. I'm surprised that we didn't go 2 hours on this.
Hey, yeah.
But yeah, that SMP, the simp stuff was really fun. So guys, thank you so much for listening. If you like the episode, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. If you're on an audio platform, definitely do that audio platform thing. You know it.
Links in the description.
Yes, there are plenty of links in the description this time, and I don't know what the social political climate is going to be or going to look like at the time of this going up, but along with the Black Lives Matter stuff for the donating, the petition signing, and the video stuff, there's also going to be some links to help support the Asian and Asian Pacific Islander. I don't even know what to call it, like the relief, the support.
I've seen APPI, I think, go around, or AAPI. There's an abbreviation there.
Yeah, it's there are links there to
it's very fresh,
where you can educate yourself. Yeah, educate yourself on these issues. It personally affects my community. And you know, thankfully I haven't had anything terrible happen, but you know, there are some very horrible things happening to Asian people right now, and it's weird that I don't feel qualified to say anything on it. Thankfully, there are links to where, once again, you can educate yourself on this topic, and where you can donate, once again, sign petitions. But I feel like in this instance, yeah, definitely sign petitions and donate and stuff, but educate yourself on this if
Absolutely.
you can. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Keep your progress key close to you so you can use it whenever you need it. Juicy.
Wait, that's not a progress key. Bone Zone.
Ooh.
Good episode.
There it is.
そして太古の力と手を結び全てを救う真珠となるエレメンタルドラゴンソードはやる